Hey everyone, hope you're keeping well. So for today, we're going to have a look through the CNC New War mod for Yuri's Revenge. As it specifies on the ModDB page here, what if all of Yuri's Revenge ending is full of lies? What if Yuri's forces manage to enter the time space to save Yuri from Prologue Chamber? It results in the time paradox, creating a new timeline that we can't predict. An altered path, that's where a new war will begin. A new future will be forged, or a new conqueror will be born. Do what you must. So this mod in its current state has 6 factions built into it, 3 on the Allied side, 3 on the Soviet side. In addition to that, it has 1 campaign mission in the current beta version of the game. Currently Yuri isn't playable as a skirmish faction, however, so bear that in mind. We'll be trying out the open beta v0.78, which is available for download on the ModDB page. You can check up all the latest details on it here. It is using some cool features thanks to the Ares DLL and Phobos DLL, so shout out to those guys for their improvements with the engine. Some very cool features, and we're going to see these shortly, but there's a whole bunch of gameplay and stuff up on the site itself if you want to see some of the 0.75 content, which was the previous stable release. But yeah, at the moment, if you want to go download this, go to the ModDB page. I'll keep a link down below the video you can go to. Go to Files, and you should be able to get the latest unstable version here, or if you prefer, you can go play 0.75. Definitely would suggest trying out the latest to get all the cool new features that the game has. So with that in mind, here is the game client in its current format for 0.78 US, I guess. Campaign mode, very straightforward. There's one mission. We'll pop into this in a little bit, but first we're just going to run through the factions, see how they handle. So there's one mission here, and then for the skirmishes, just so you can briefly see what's included here, you've got a bunch of factions. So 3 on the Allied side, got the Alliance, Federation, and Liberals. Then on the Soviet side, you've got the Revolution, Liberation, and USSR. And you can also spectate games if you want. There's quite a bunch of maps. Looks like there's a couple exclusive to New War in here, so I think we'll probably try out a couple of these as well. In addition to that, you've got multiple game modes. So your standard mode, Team Alliance, Unholy Alliance, Megavolt, Land Rush, Meat Grinder, Naval War, Breakthrough, SW, Madness, Faction Unity, Bounty, Fire and Power, Survival, Competitive. It's a whole bunch of game modes in here. You can go into each one of these individually and play around with them. We're just going to be testing out the base factions on the standard maps. We'll do some 1v1s as there's 6 factions. We'll try and play through a little bit of each of them, and then we'll go back to the single player content and try that out. But yeah, with that in mind, let's go play some skirmishes. So first up, we're going to try one of the Allied factions, the Alliance, and go against some random Soviets. We're going to go against easy AI, so we actually have a bit of time to talk about what we're building and what we're doing. Putting it on short game, MCV repacks, crates appear are off, multi-engineers off. So there's a bunch of settings here that you can play around with. In-game allying, no spawn previews, immune miners, interesting choice. AI boost if you want more of a challenge. Destroyable bridges. Super weapons are off by default. It seems to just have the default weather control, chronosphere, iron curtain, and nuke for the various factions. You can do build off allies. You can have limited MCV if you only want 1 per faction. Naval combat you can turn on and off if you wish, and you can have a toggle power option. It's a bit interesting if you want to try and go down that route. I've bumped the default credits. It seems to default to 1500 with the beta. I've bumped it up to 50,000 just so we can more fastly get up the tech tree and build more of the factions units quicker. Tech level, we're going with full. Seems to be the only option actually possible here, so that's interesting. We're going to try out one of these NW maps. We'll go with the Frozen Divine. I'm going to take the top left spawn, and we're going to go straight into it. So by default, the starting units you have come with promotions. So that's kind of interesting. Go towards the middle here. Get these. So a couple of things you might notice at the gate. The top left, it indicates 0 out of 0. This is for all the active harvesters that you currently have on the field. It's a feature of Phobos that the engine is being used as part of the mod. So they're using some of the latest and greatest developments with Yuri's Revenge in the mod scene, which is very cool to see. You can see here in terms of structures and things that are new, you have some of the defaults. I'm building a couple of pillboxes around the base because I don't know what Soviet opponent it is, and they can do things like tunnel networks, which can be a bit messy, so better safe than sorry. Get a war factory up, a couple of chrono miners. So far all the tier tech for the infantry and the vehicles should look very familiar. Cannon turret is new, so we'll get one of these just to show it off a little bit. Guess we'll put this rally point up towards here. So the cannon turret, you can see it here. Pretty basic. It's got some nice rotations. Interesting looking. It's a little bit different. Can appreciate it. Next up, Air Force Command. Here's the Grizzly tank. So they have done their own assets for the Grizzly tank. So rather than rely on the default model, they've gone for something a little bit different. Nothing too crazy, but different enough to be unique. So in terms of their tech, we'll get a battle lab here first. Each faction seems to have some kind of support control center, which gives you sub-faction tech. So you don't get that by default out the gate, which is an interesting way to make you decide between what you want tech-wise, if you want to go for your sub-faction specialty or if you want to go for the higher tier like Allied Soviet tech stuff. Keep these here for the most part. So we get the battle lab down here, and then we'll get power, and then we'll go to the support center. So you can see by default we get some howitzers. These are new units. They're medium support artillery. We also have the default kind of Mirage tank or Prism tank. These do have new models, I believe. So keep an eye out for those. We'll get more power back in the base, and then we'll get our support control center up. There's quite a lot of tanks coming this way. It's a little bit scary. We also have access to a bunch of different, that's unfortunate, power sabotage. We have access to these enforcers, which are sort of like prism infantry. So think of like your prism tank, but as an infantry. Let's try and get rid of this V2 before it kills my war factory. We'll get a second war factory going pretty quick. Objectives stay alive in motion here. You can see they just power dropped in a bunch of tanks there, so you get certain special abilities in the defense tab. Oh, try not to die. Oof. They're not giving me an easy time here, that's for sure. Go back towards here, repair this. So these Proto Tengus are sub-faction specific tech. We'll get a couple of those up. You can see here the kind of prism units. They're more effective against, I think it's structures, right? Then we have nano troopers. We need to get more Patriot missiles up. Rocketeers, I think, should be able to attack this. So the nano troopers can call nano swarms, disable enemy weapons. Pretty useful. You also have ninjas here. Melee infantry is a chance to cloak, so we'll get some of those. Chrono Legionnaire, of course, same as the base game. Want to get? I think try to get a Grand Cannon here. Try it out. I'll probably get a couple more miners, and then Comanche. We have one of them up here in the air. Here he is. So he fires kind of a rocket barrage. In terms of our abilities, we'll have a quick look now. Got field repair, so we can repair units on the field. Pretty useful. Provided you have units on the field. We're looking a little bit sparse at the moment. Spy satellites, so we get full vision of the map. What else we got? Power upgrades, so you can upgrade your base power plants to the next level. You can see it changes the chimneys a little bit compared to the base models. It's not a huge differential between the two, but it should be enough. You also see the stripes are different on the sides. Here we have power plant. So we're building some more Mirage tanks. In terms of infantry, our hero unit here is the Kanashi. It's a scientist reborn from Sauronis. Using modern suit and high-tech railgun that made him able to outcome single targets. He's got level 3 plate, cloak detection, MC immune, radiation immune, chaos gas immune, poison immune, but he is vulnerable to EMP. I guess we'll try the field repair here. Seems to only apply to the ground vehicles, not the air vehicles. Or is it? Yeah, it's only applying to the ground units, so bear that in mind. That's how that looks. We have a couple of other abilities here, which we'll try out. Get a few enforcers, gets a couple of IVs. I think enforcers and an IFV could be a good combo. So we've popped this into here. It's kind of like a mini prism tank, I guess. It's cool. It's a different idea. Guess we get a couple more ninjas, a couple more of these proto tengus. Ore purifier, why not? Cash is running a little bit on the low side. Not sure if I put a ninja into one of these, so it becomes like a melee tank. It'd be kind of funky. Yeah, it does seem to do. It seems to do targeted damage. Bit of a weird combination. Not quite sure what the effect of that is, or what it should be. But again, you can see in the top the 5 out of 5. If I move this harvester in the top right corner, it changes to 4 out of 5, so you know it's no longer active. I guess we can try get a couple of engineers in the field. So we'll get one up here. It looks like the engineers here can go through the water. That's useful to know. It's a nice little additional feature. Oh, that's really not good. You want to get more of these proto tengus. Guess a couple of chrono legionnaires. Why not? We want to repair the tech machine shop. We want to get. Can I get something that can hit a wall? That would be kind of nice. The hero unit, of course, here he is. Pretty effective shot. It's a cool effect. And I'll put this up here. You can see the individual icons as well for the engineers to help them stand out a little bit, and for like the hero unit and the veterancy. So it all looks very nice. More of these proto tengus, I guess. Mix them with some nano troopers. Why not? This should be our primary. We'll put them here. Nice. This should give us access to paratroopers. But if we have a look here at some of our abilities, we can do a Nighthawk strike. I guess we get our ore purifier down. Oof, close. So in terms of our abilities, I guess we'll pause our construction here for a bit so we can use the abilities. We've got a Nighthawk, cause a Nighthawk, cloaked Nighthawk fighter to attack the designated target. It'll instantly destroy walls. We've got radar jammer, we've got an immobilizer, so it disables enemy units for like a few seconds, so we use it here. You can see they're all stuck in place. Burst drone, hunt and self-destruct to the enemy. So I just used that. I guess he's going to come out. Here he is. It's kind of like a hunter seeker. It's pretty cool. Power drop the Nighthawk. I guess we'll just test it out. I guess we'll test it out on this. You can see the AoE where it's going to land, so the AI can kind of have a bit of time to deal with it. Takes down the industrial plant to about half health. It's pretty good. And then the field repair we've already seen in action. So it's pretty cool. So the special units of this particular sub-faction seem to be like the proto-jet tengu, and some form of these infantry. So I think it's the nano trooper, the ninja maybe, and then the hero, the Kanashi. And as a reminder, the tech is a little bit different, so you need to kind of choose between the... Well, you don't need to choose, you can get either or, but you can get the support control center to get your sub-faction tech, or you can prioritize going straight for the Battle Lab and get your, like, Prism tanks, Mirage tanks, that kind of thing. It looks like the repairing works a bit different. Rather than the standard repair bay, it kind of gives you an AoE circle that you have to put your units within. So that's interesting. You do have Navy SEALs. It's pretty good. Has C4. Paradrop's ready here, so I guess we'll just test it over land. We've tried cannon turrets, ground turrets, burst drone. Again, the paradrop you get seems to be base veterancy, which is totally fine. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I think we need to see from the particular sub-faction. We're just charging now, see if we can take out the enemy, and then we'll move on to the next faction. It's pretty fun. It seems to be kind of like, you know, use your samurai type units, the ninjas. Ooh, don't do that. Don't do that. Ouch. So it seems to be like you can use your ninjas for like kind of dealing with ground infantry, and then use your proto tengus for the kind of main attack force, light armor, opportunity fire, super fast anti-infantry. So this faction all in all seems very good and well equipped against a faction that's going to go heavy infantry build. I guess we'll try Nighthawk here and try do a power drop as well, see if we can see how much damage we can do with our super powers here. And you can see that they are superpowers don't seem overly effective. I think if you like get them at the right time, you can catch your opponent off guard. And I believe each sub-faction is going to have different skills and abilities, so it's something you need to get used to, especially if you're playing this in multiplayer against human opponents. You want to try and familiarize yourself with what makes the most sense. Clear out the bunker here. Comanches. And down goes the Conyard. Nice. So they have power back. We're mostly in the air, so it's not a big problem. This one is powered because it's got the Tesla coil emitter in it. There's something to bear in mind. That functionality is still in here. And of course, also important to remember that the functionality of these abilities cost cash each time you use them. So this stuff isn't free. You have to have the tech to unlock them, but you also need to be able to have the cash, and the cooldown takes effect as well between uses. Well, yeah, it's pretty fun. That was a good look at this faction. GG's. Okay, so next up we're going to go as the Federation against random Soviets. We'll do a different New War map. I guess we'll try let's try this one, Pipeline Rivers. Why not? Or Sandslough. Ooh, Sandslough looks nice. Okay, let's try this one. We'll spawn just on the top to make it a bit easier, hopefully. We'll see. Looks like there's some gems on this too, which would be kind of cool to see. Yeah, we'll go with the same settings as before, nothing particularly different, and launch. So this map looks like we don't start with auto veterancy, so it may be map specific, just that we happen to, or maybe faction specific that we happen to get it for the last time. So again, we have our Grizzly tank, we have our basic minigunners, the GIs. We'll get some dogs for scouting here. We can send you this way, you this way, you this way. We'll get a Patriot missile in case we got air coming our way. Who knows? It's hard to know when you're not super familiar with the sub-factions, and when it's also set to random. There's no easy way to know what you're going to be up against. This time I think we'll open up with 2 ref, 1 on each side, then we'll get the War Factory, because they didn't seem to do early pressure last time anyway. Doesn't mean they won't this time. Looks like the enemy's down here. Ooh, looks like there's some oil tech derricks down the bottom left.
Unit ready. Construction complete.
Got it. Who's next? I've got the knowledge.
Okay, get the ore refinery this side, and then we get the war factory.
Sir, yes, sir. On my way. Squared away, sir.
We get a few loose infantry around the map, so if they get under attack, we'll hear it.
Ready. On the move. Attacking. Who's next? Let's go.
Unit promoted.
Who's next? I've got the
Construction
knowledge.
complete.
Got the plans right here.
Oh, shit.
Lost.
Engineering. Yes, sir. Squared away, sir.
Oh, we survived.
I have the tools.
Nice. Don't know how, but we did.
Building. Building.
So again, our opening build here is going to be pretty much the same as before. There doesn't seem to be too much differentiating the factions at the start. It's very much dependent on that sub-faction specific tech structure, which you unlock after the Air Force Command, I think.
Training. Unit promoted. Unit lost.
Guys here doing alright.
Unit promoted.
Building a turret so we can make sure that this is holdable.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Gotta be careful with terror drones,
Ready.
because they suck. Always have, always will.
Unit ready.
So the Air Force Command, get that down, get some more power, be on the safe side. We have our IFVs, so we can deal with air.
Construction complete.
So now support control center is what we're going to go for. We also have, this faction also has access to robot control center, which the other one didn't. Enables robot tank and robot guard that can't be mind controlled or hijacked.
New construction options.
So I think we're going to get a few of those, try it out. Get a few enforcers as well.
Building.
And then we'll take up to the
Unit ready.
battle lab.
Power sabotage.
Damn it.
Low power.
Get the battle lab, then we'll get the support. I guess we'll get the support center first. An enforcer here.
Unit ready.
We'll put him in one of the IFVs.
Unit lost.
Or we'll let them die. That works too.
New rally point established. Construction complete.
So support control, gonna slap down here. Then we'll get the battlefield. Looks like this faction has access to a Frosh APC. Your Federation's armed amphibious infantry transport can transport up to 4 infantry. Sometimes the armor is thicker on land, but the armor is definitely thicker on the water.
Unit ready.
Alright, we get some snipers, so good anti-infantry.
Construction complete. Building.
Get the bat lab down here. Get the power upgrade going down. What else? We got this Phalanx Cryo Salves. This is different. Your Federation's advanced anti-air defense. Its missile will decrease enemy speed and armor in air. So this is this would have been very useful in our last matchup,
Construction complete.
for example.
Our base is under attack.
Get some more robot tanks. In terms of unique vehicles here, we still get the standard allies for some of it. Oh,
Repairing.
almost. We get tank destroyers. We get a robot guard,
Unit ready.
which comes from the robot tech facility. It's anti-air robot. So we only get one of those.
Unit ready.
Ooh, that's kind of problematic. It's good use of the V2 type rockets from the Soviet player.
Unit ready. Unit promoted.
Oof.
Our base is
So we got the tank destroyer models here. They look pretty cool. Again, unique, not using the basic ones from Yuri's Revenge. It's a pretty cool attention to detail, you know, putting in the work to get them up. I never did capture those.
oil refinery captured.
Get the spy satellite going, a couple of Comanches, then I guess a bunch of tank destroyers.
Unit lost.
Resident infantry here, we have the Ronco unit as the hero.
Unit lost.
It's a little bit different. Military role model equipped with experimental frost rifle and chrono backpack, allowing him to teleport anywhere. So he's like a specialized chrono legionnaire. Cloak detection, MC immune,
Unit lost.
tier 3 flak.
Unit ready.
Nice. I think after we get this down, ooh,
Our base is under attack.
looks like the opponent has the ability to power drop in a bunch of stuff, which is a little bit scary.
Repairing.
Comanches.
Unit ready.
Get a robot guard. We'll get some Comanches.
Training.
A few Rocketeers. A couple of Enforcers since they're new.
Unit ready.
And if we look at our abilities here,
Our base is under attack.
we can start using a couple of these, I guess. We got the Nighthawk again. The radar jammer again. Chrono commands is different. Upgrades the Navy SEAL, Crazy Ivan, and Yuri clones to have chrono backpacks, allowing them to teleport move. Wow. That's cool, so you can kind of use some of what's like kind of like the old Yuri's Revenge special tech unit of like Chrono Ivans. That's a pretty fun idea. We'll do it with Navy SEALs too, so it's kind of like Chrono Commanders. Interesting. Different idea. A track booster here increases all tracked vehicle speed by 50% for 15 seconds. So if you're doing a quick push, it's a good ability to be able to use. Here's the hero unit himself, zipping along. Pretty cool. I want to get ourselves a second war factory here. You can see it's a nice kind of aesthetic, going for the robotics alongside the tank destroyers. Then of course we have the Rocketeers, we have the Enforcers. We have a little bit of everything mixed in here. We have the Phalanx missile down already. Here it is. It's a very cool looking structure. I like the model that they've done up for it. Cash stolen. That's never fun. But I think, yeah, spamming tank destroyers as this faction seems to be the way to go. And then you can back it up with some other units like Enforcers, Rocketeers. They don't get access to the Black Eagle, so that was sub-faction specific in the last game, which is fine, but worth noting. I guess we'll push into him pretty soon. This is the only real worry, is the Grand Cannon. He doesn't have huge ground forces. Seems like it should be alright. We can still build a Grand Cannon as this faction too. Put these on guard mode, see what damage they do. Of course the robot tanks can also have the advantage of being amphibious, so they can go across the land pretty easily here. The Grand Cannon here, put one the other side as well, why not? We'll get ourselves a repair crane again. I guess we don't need to move these all over. We can start going on the offensive with them. We put the repair crane here, put some of our units down here, get more power going. Base defense is promoted, hell yeah. So pretty fun, pretty hectic. You know, this faction seems to specialize more in the tank destruction slash, you know, the Chrono Legionnaire style of its special infantry unit. That's cool, it's different. I always feel sketchy blowing up these reactors. A tank destroyer is not very good here against the actual structures when it comes down to doing some damage. But that's fair enough. Harvester AI seems to be kind of behaving itself. Interesting map, as I say, they've gotten our 2 oil tech derricks in the bottom left, which is unfortunate. It's kind of slowing down our eco. But we're going to go in for a wave 2 attack here now. I think if we can get here before their power comes back online, we might be in a good spot. This is why we built a second war factory, because that's always bound to happen. You can see how ineffective the tank destroyers are here against infantry. The prism tank mixed in will help with that though, hopefully. It looks like they got their power back online. No! So we'll see how the tank destroyers do here against static defenses. Prism tanks are helping a lot. The snipers here are trying to do some damage. I guess they're like snipers, right? Militia. He's built back 2 of these. Okay, so it's kind of different. Interesting. I think I'm gonna probably cut this at this point, since we've seen all the tech of the faction itself. It'll take a bit too long to build up the forces needed to break through this, but similar strategy. Just don't rely too much on the tank destroyers being able to do heavy damage against these structures, and you should do pretty well with this faction, I think. Interesting to see their Ronco unit, which is kind of like a chrono commando style. Their ability as well with the chrono commands here, upgrade the Navy SEAL to be able to teleport move. It's pretty cool. All in all, interesting faction. It does handle a little bit differently. I mean, the base ally vehicles and structures don't change too much, but they do get access to the robot control center, which the other faction don't. So that's cool. GG's.
Battle control terminated.
Okay, so next up we're going to go as the Liberals against random Soviets. We're going to try it out on this NW map Nitro. It looks kind of cool. So let's go. Okay. So it looks like we're spawning on the top left.
Ready. Double time. Squared away, sir.
Construction complete.
May as well use our infantry to scout.
New construction options.
We got a couple of dogs. Oh, we got some tech derricks in the back. Very nice.
Construction complete. Unable to comply. Building in progress. Building.
I guess we want some pillboxes. Again, the AI seems to be quite heavy in terms of their use of
Building.
spies and stuff. So I think getting a few dogs is probably a worthwhile investment. If not for scouting, just to have generally around the base. Pillboxes because they're inevitably going to come and attack me.
Construction options. Construction complete.
Okay.
Unit reporting. Securing position.
Get some vision. Guess we'll send him to the bottom right. See if we can see his base a bit early.
Squared away, sir.
Construction complete.
Yeah, get that. We want to get ourselves a second one of these. A couple of chrono miners. Another pillbox.
Building.
So far, all very straightforward, basic ally tech.
Construction complete.
Nothing too crazy. Bar, you know, the cannon turret, which is a little bit different.
Yes, sir. High speed, low drag. Who's next?
Construction complete.
Bound forward.
Cannot deploy.
That was meant to be a ore refinery, but we'll take it.
Outstanding.
Looks like the enemy is over here.
Vehicle ready. Securing
Ore
position.
miner under attack.
They already have a nuclear reactor. Wow, they like to wall off the Conyards, I guess, to prevent it being spied or blown up.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy.
Cool. Get more power.
Unit lost. Training.
Couple more attack dogs. Some GIs.
Building.
Some grizzly
Ore
tanks.
miner under attack. Construction complete.
Guess we need to get cannon turret. We have actually nothing at the moment to deal with this.
Unit ready.
Outstanding.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Our base is under
Okay,
attack.
cannon turret here. I'll put one on the other side as well.
Reporting.
Unit ready. Repairing.
Get more power.
Unit lost.
Ready to roll. High speed,
Unit
low
ready.
drag.
Okay, here's our power.
Cannot deploy.
Air Force Command up next.
Building. Unit ready.
There's a couple more cannon turrets. Why not?
Construction complete.
Since this is
Unit
the
promoted.
third one of these we're looking at, I guess we should show off the Allied gates. Why not? Since they're in here. This faction has access to Phantoms. It's a bit different. United Liberals anti-structure aircraft fighter. Try that. We'll also get the support center.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost.
I can hear the Ivans, so I'll get a couple of Rocketeers.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
So we'll put the support command center here. We'll try these anti-structure vehicles. We'll try it against the structure, the machinery. See how they do. There's two of them here.
Unit ready.
Wow, okay, they're pretty damn effective.
Building.
We don't seem to have any faction unique units at this tier with the support center.
Our base is under attack.
Here's going to be our gate, just to show that off a little bit. It looks like this is the faction that gets the support tunnels
Complete.
that we're up against. So that's something to be aware of.
Unit lost. Base defenses promoted. Repairing. Building.
So here you can see what the base defenses look like. It's pretty cool.
Cannot deploy here. Construction complete.
Guess we get a spy satellite.
New construction options.
This guy's being
Our
pesky.
base is under
What is
attack.
this? This is like a caboose.
Unit lost. Ore miner under attack.
We've lost access to our barracks, so we need to get that back. We've got an airborne squad, which we can drop in. Drop 10 airborne GIs.
Select target.
Sure.
New construction options. Additional battle power ready.
Don't really seem to have any additional tech. I guess maybe it's
Building.
just the
Unit
phantoms.
ready.
Destination, Commander. Good to go.
Unit
And these GIs, but these are just, I guess they're airborne GIs is the difference. Maybe they're a bit more effective.
Unit ready.
But I'm not seeing any special vehicles
Unit ready.
or any kind of really unique structures. I guess we get a battle lab in C. Maybe it's only at the next tier.
Vehicle ready. Good to go.
Because I don't seem to have my battle lab yet.
Unit lost.
Securing position. Securing position.
Unit lost. Construction complete.
All fired up.
Training.
Man, they're really persistent with the spies.
Paratroopers ready.
So here's our battle lab.
New construction.
Aha, so we do have some new stuff here.
Unit ready.
We've got a Abrams tank, the classic in many mods. We also have a Hawk carrier. So the Abrams tank, United Liberals freedom icon, able to fire cannon missile and missiles at the same time. Hell yeah.
Unit ready.
And the Hawk carrier, United Liberals land aircraft carrier, launched 2 Hawk fighters that has split missiles, perfect for area control and large damage.
Unit ready.
Here's the Abrams tank. Thing of beauty.
Unit promoted. Unit lost.
It's pretty cool, so does the twin fire.
Unit
Probably going to be
ready.
spamming the heck out of those.
Building.
Um,
Unit lost. Unit ready.
what I still haven't done is gotten my engineers.
Ore miner under attack. Unit ready. Unit lost. Repairing. Unit lost. Ore miner lost. Ore miner under attack. Airstrike ready.
Get some enforcers. Doesn't seem to be specific. Tanya seems to be the hero unit of this faction,
Unit ready.
which is totally fine. Aim goggles.
Our base is under attack.
Aim goggles. What's this do? Increases all armed infantry's rate of fire by 25% for 25 seconds.
Unit ready.
Guess we get one of these. The Comanches, we can get some of these again.
Unit ready.
This faction's tunnel thing is really annoying to deal with because it's so persistent. We got our little march of Abrams over here now though,
Lost. Unit promoted.
and now here is the Hawk carrier. A very interesting looking unit model. It sends off its 2 little guys. It does an AOE effect, I guess, and then pops back.
Unit lost.
Very interesting.
Unit ready.
Very unique looking.
Training. Unit promoted.
Um,
On hold. Unit ready. Unit lost.
okay, how's the enemy looking? They're okay. They're doing all right.
Our base is under attack. Unit ready.
And that thing reacted quick.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Technology stolen.
Bah.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Repairing.
So if we look at our abilities here,
Unit ready.
we can try to use some of them.
Under attack. Unit ready. Unit ready.
So we got the airborne Nighthawk. We've seen these bomber assault. Call a carpet bomber to attack designated target.
Unit ready.
Alright, well we'll try to take out the battle lab with that, see how it does.
Our base is under attack.
Okay, this is a bit of an AoE style.
Sufficient funds.
Then we'll
Airstrike.
complement it with this. Doesn't quite do the job.
Unit
Guess you could then try to do like the airborne strike and have the airborne GIs finish the job. But I guess we're gonna go out this way and try to do some damage.
Unit lost. Power sabotage.
Cool, cool, cool. Love when my power gets sabotaged. It's the best.
Unit lost. Cash stolen. Unit lost.
Cash stolen. Excellent,
Building
excellent.
infiltrated.
So again, you want to make sure that you have your stuff either walled off or you have dogs constantly guarding your structures. Or I guess you could get walls set up and stuff like that.
Lost. Critical
There's,
unit lost.
there's my Tanya going down.
Unit
It's
ready.
alright though, she came to the fight, she had some fun.
Unit
It's like the
lost.
Soviet faction is getting Kuros.
Our base is under attack. Unit lost.
Try to take it down. The aircraft carrier is finally coming in.
Unit lost. Repairing. Technology stolen.
Cool. It's tech getting stolen as you do. Very nice, very nice.
Unit lost. Airstrike ready. Unit lost.
Airstrike ready.
Our base is under attack.
Don't really have the cash for it, is the problem.
Our
Because
base
again,
is
these
under
abilities require cash to
Unit
use.
lost.
Damn.
Unit promoted.
These guys, the splash damage wipes out the walls around stuff like the
Technology
Conyard.
Unit lost. Building infiltrated.
So we actually haven't taken out the Conyard. That's unfortunate. So the attack's a bit of a bust.
Repairing. Airstrike ready. Insufficient funds.
I need $2,000 to use it. Do I need my Conyard to use these abilities? I don't.
On hold. Cancel.
Oh man, it's like so close.
Our base is under attack.
Oh, we're gonna have enough. I am. Let's see if this will do it.
Airstrike initiated.
We'll get an airborne thing here as well. Will this do it? Nah, not even close. Man, that's disappointing. I mean, I get it. It's just disappointing.
Unit lost.
Get the Abrams. Attack this stuff.
Our base is under attack. Unit lost.
Sending the explosive units through those tunnels is pretty devastating. I'm not gonna lie.
Building. Unit lost. On hold. Unit lost.
And I can't rebuild my airport center, which means that I cannot build Rocketeers. But I think you get a good idea for what's involved in this faction. I'm probably going to leave this skirmish here. But yeah, GG. So this faction was more based upon Abrams tanks, the Hawk carriers, sort of later tier tech, as well as the special aircraft units you get with the aircraft center. Yeah, GG's. Interesting match.
Battle control terminated.
So next up, we're going with the Soviets for the first time. We're going to go with the Revolution against random allies. We're going to go with a different NW map we haven't done before. Sure, let's go Pipeline Rivers. Looks interesting. Spawn on the top, same settings as before. Let's go.
Soviet
New construction options.
reporting.
So here's the first look at the Rhino tank.
Vehicle reporting.
Construction
Changing
complete.
position.
Building.
Waiting order.
New
You get a
construction
conscript for free as
options.
well. You get the battle bunker by default with this faction.
Cannot deploy here.
Guess a couple of sentry guns and flak towers as
New
well.
construction options. Training.
Going to use some attack dogs for scouts. I guess because the opponent's like in at the very bottom center of the map, it's not going to be a huge ordeal.
Complete. Building.
Get a war factory. We've got a flat cannon in case we have an opponent that's going to use a lot of air.
Construction complete. Training.
Comrade. Moving out.
Nice. So we got gems over here. It looks like we have something that we can capture over here. Get ourselves an oil tech derrick.
Construction complete.
Bring a few conscripts with them.
New construction.
Get ourselves a second get ourselves a Tesla reactor before the second ref. Couple war miners.
Building.
Sandrick's pretty good.
Unit ready.
Conscript reporting. Order received.
Unit lost.
Yeah, lost. Oh, they have a Tanya already? What?
Unit lost.
Damn it.
Low power. Unit ready. Unit lost.
get some flak tracks, a couple of terror drones, a couple of rhino tanks, and then we need to focus on getting radar.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Construction complete. Unit lost.
Guys, take out the Tanya. Jeez. Was definitely not expecting the AI to like basically mainline getting a Tanya up that quickly. It's kind of scary. So we've got our radar. Now we can choose to go machinery. Gives you your sub-faction tech. Nuclear reactor. We'll probably get the nuclear reactor. What can we build here? A Ramka missile tank. Support anti-armor. We'll need some flak defenses up here. Vulcan tank, advanced anti-air unit. Seems good. So we have Arsonist, Soviet's Fire Magician equipped with close range flamethrower for anti-infantry and structure. This ally opponent is going super heavy on the air stuff, which is super annoying. Guess more flat cannons are an absolute necessity here. We'll get a battle lab up next, and then we'll get the. I guess we'll get the machinery first. See some sub-faction specific tech. So here's the machinery. So we can build militia with that. And then aside from that, looks like we're going to have to tech up before we can get access to anything else. Okay, battle lab's gone down. We can build an industrial plant. Advanced resource processor reduces all vehicle and aircraft costs by 25%. Sounds pretty good. Now we can build some advanced units here. So we can build apocalypse tanks, bike crawler, transport for infantry. Passengers can fire from inside. Build a siege chopper. You can build Kurovs. It's a little bit intense here in terms of the AI's persistent AI attacks. Super aggressive. Industrial plant, put that back here. I guess our power is okay, we don't actually need that. Blast cannon? I guess more flak cannons to deal with the air units that keep assaulting us. We've lost our radar, it seems. I'm not sure why. We have the radar dish. I guess it was sabotaged. Get these, a few of these. A KGB agent, special unit, Soviet intel. In the skies. There's a bunch of stuff. We got Shenlin is the rocket launcher. It's the hero unit. Here's the siege chopper and the Kirov. Okay. Yikes. Airfield facility. Don't have one of these yet. Then we can build Mako fighters. light anti-infantry, or you can build big fighters. So that's kind of cool. Power's down again. So you really in this mod have to be absolutely on top of your anti-spy, anti-sabotage walls / defenses. Here's the Apocalypse tanks, their own custom model. It's pretty cool. You can see here the anti-infantry. Put a few of these over the side. You get more tanks up. Need more war factories. Man, this AI is super aggressive compared to the other ones I've faced so far. Or at least it feels that way. Yeah, if we look at our special abilities, we haven't really had a chance to yet. We actually have Spy Plane, which is free. That's nice. For the Republic, increase human infantry and non-robot vehicle firepower. Got Decoy Ambush, spawns a fake Rhino tank and a fake flak track instantly to the drop zone. I'm not sure if they'll give me vision, but I can try it. 6. 7. Decoy ambush. Okay. Okay, so this does let us use these for vision. That's kind of cool. We can build landmines. Visible trap that explodes. We can put one of these down, see how it looks. So there it is, just like 3 sets of mines. Guess we want some more militia. Get them down. Spy planes ready again. I think they're using a gap generator. We can build Tesla coils. We already have a blast cannon down here. Prop tower. Soviet's tech booster structure. Increase output damage and armor by 24% for 10 seconds on all combat techs nearby. Interesting. He's coming in for the power. Let's try to get the ref here. See what damage these guys do. MiGs do a lot of damage. The anti-infantry is to clean it up. Nice. Ah, stop stealing all my stuff. I'm doing a really poor job with the defense side of this. So hopefully you can bear with that.
Unit lost. Training. Unit ready. Warning. Airstrike initiated. Insufficient funds. Unit ready.
Here's one of the Becky crawlers. Passengers can fire from inside, so we can put a few of these in it. You can put an arsonist and a Tesla trooper.
New rally point established.
We defend China's airspace.
Unit ready.
See if we can take out their tech center. So
Our base is under attack. Unit lost.
Checking connection. Surging forward.
So we'll see what this fires looks like. That's kind of cool. So you got the Teslas, the iron, you got the militia. That's nice. So you can have kind of like custom tanks based on what your enemy's weaknesses are, I guess. It's kind of cool.
Unit lost. Our base is under attack. Repairing.
Flak turret's doing a good job.
Unit lost. Unit promoted.
Our guys didn't seem to be able to successfully take out that thing. I guess it's okay.
Warning. Airstrike initiated.
We stopped building. I guess some V3 launchers.
New rally point.
Repair drone. Sounds useful.
Ready.
A couple of these.
Ready for deployment.
Unit ready.
Take over the area.
Our base is under attack.
Let's take over the area.
Unit lost.
AI not really reacting to my being here, though they are doing the airstrike, so there's that.
We've got the big gun. Moving in.
Okay, going for an attack.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
See how we do.
Unit lost.
It's like we're not doing spectacularly well. I mean, it's not a huge force that we have here anyway, but
Unit lost.
I guess their cannon in the back's absolutely wrecking us. This thing. Take out the gap generator. Take out the racks. Take out the MCD.
Unit lost. Unit
Kurov's not really getting all the airtime he wants here.
Unit ready. Base defense is promoted.
There we go. Yeah, it was a bit of a rough start. I'm not sure why the AI was that aggressive. It might just be down to the size of the map as well. It does feel like it's kind of a short travel distance. But yeah, for the first Soviets, it looks pretty interesting. The units have a very unique appearance to them. Not sure why the Ally built 2 of those. It's kind of weird. But we've seen siege choppers, we've seen the Kirov airship, we've seen the MiG fighters, the Mako fighters, the Apocalypse tanks, the Blackbeard crawler. The crawler is an interesting idea. We had some early Ramka tanks. V3 launchers are up here. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Interesting. GG's. Bit hectic, but we got there. Okay, next up we're going to try out Liberation. This is a map we haven't tried before. I guess we can try out these, probably these two. We'll go with this Temptabite map. Liberation, same settings as before. Let's go. A bit of a bright textured map, but we'll see how it goes.
Unable to comply. Building in progress. Construction complete.
Ready, comrade.
New construction options. Training.
Okay, so we got some ore here at least.
Unit lost.
Unit lost already? Oh, there's a dinosaur here. What? Okay, I guess we're doing this on a map that has dinosaurs on it.
New construction options. Unit lost.
It's different? Sure, why not?
Unit lost. Training.
I mean, as much of a deterrent to me as it is for the AI, so that's something at least.
New construction options. Building.
I should focus on getting more miners first. Refinery.
Building. Unit ready.
Oh, 2 Rexes as well, right? Yeah. Weird. I can respect it, I guess. It's gonna make expanding to that ore a pain in the ass.
Unit ready. Construction complete. Ore miner. Building. Ore miner under attack. Our base is under
Can the AI chill?
construction complete. Unit lost. Ore miner
Like, wow, AI. The fuck? Why is it being so aggressive?
building. Unit promoted. Building. Building. Construction complete.
Okay, Raider Dome, get the machinery for faction specific tech.
New construction options.
It's gonna knock us low power if this doesn't.
Construction complete. Low power. Unit ready. New construction options. Our base is under attack.
Get some arsonists.
Unit
It'll be good for dealing with the loose infantry that pop out. Battle nuclear reactor. Get a couple more of these Ramka tanks. Oh my god, leave me alone!
Unit lost. Ore miner under attack. Our base is under attack. Unit ready. Warning, airstrike initiated. Ore miner under attack.
It's the Ramka tank again.
Preparing.
Nuclear reactor. Let's go. And then we get a battle lab.
Unit ready.
Repair drones seems to be a useful thing to have. Might get a Vulcan tank actually. Might prioritize the Vulcan tank. And see if we can get it set up over here so it stops trying to attack my harvesters so much. Spy plane. We get one set up over here. Tunnel deploy. Instantly deploy Soviet infantry tunnel anywhere on the map. Select a structure and deploy to eject passengers. And they've just taken out my power. That's cool.
Airstrike initiated.
Move. Industrial plant. And now we can see our special vehicles. So Kirov airship, siege chopper again. We can build apocalypse tanks. This time we can build bomb trucks. So that's a thing.
Unit ready.
Ramka missile tank. This is the Vulcan tank. So we want the Vulcan tank over here to deal with the Rocketeers that keep coming in. We can build Desolators. Very cool. Caboose is the special infantry unit for this faction. Global Liberation's best nuclear trooper experience. Himself can radiate anything nearby. Armed with nuclear cannon that decreases enemy armor based on its level and type. Level 3 play, coke detection, MC immune, radiation immune, chaos gas immune, EMP vulnerable. Alright. At least the T-Rexes down here aren't triggering on our stuff. So that's good.
Warning, airstrike initiated. Training.
The industrial plant here, get that down.
Repairing.
Guess a repair crane here is probably a good idea, or at least not the worst. We'll have to get the airfield facility next.
Ready. Building. Ore miner under attack. Unit ready.
Airfield, and then we want to get some better defenses, like a blast cannon would be good.
Unit ready. Construction complete. New rally.
The airfield facility, put it in the back, so they can build MiG fighters and macro fighters. So it's very similar to before.
Airstrike initiated.
Okay.
Ore miner under attack. Construction complete. Unit
So our blast cannon, we want to put it like forward,
cannot deploy. Ore miner under attack.
so somewhere like there.
New
Ore
rally.
miner lost.
Unit ready.
Shit.
Warning, airstrike initiated. Repairing.
So there are long distance tanks here doing some damage to me.
Unit ready. Building.
We need to get our eco problem sorted. I'm not sure if it was the AI or these guys that killed me, so I'm gonna just go out and take care of them.
Miner under attack. Construction complete. Unit ready. Our base is under attack.
Okay.
Unit ready.
I mean, I'll build one bomb truck just so you can see how it works. I mean, it's just gonna be a demo truck.
Ore miner under attack. Ore miner.
Shouldn't seem much more different than that.
Warning, airstrike initiated. Our base is under attack. Unit ready.
Here's the demo truck. See how far we can get with it.
Ready.
I suspect not very, but let's find out.
Airstrike initiated. Building.
A
Building.
couple of Vulcan tanks, and then more Apocalypse tanks.
Our base is under attack. Unit ready.
Whoa, chill.
Unit ready.
We want more Desolators, we want more Apocalypse tanks, we want more war factories that speed up the production.
Unit ready. Unit
Okay, that did some damage. They seem to have cloaking generators, so they like the gap generators on the AI side,
Ready.
which is fair enough. Let's see a little bit of what's going on.
Ready. Construction complete.
Another war factory.
Ore miner under attack. New rally point established.
Ready, comrade.
Unit
Changing
ready.
position.
Warning.
Encountering
Airstrike initiated. Construction complete.
Okay.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Our base is under attack. Unit lost. Repairing. Unit ready.
Okay, we want to get a second blast cannon down.
Spy
The tunnel deploy, I'm not so sure this is going to work if like units just come out of it.
select target. Our base is under attack.
So I don't have like a secondary tunnel. Guess maybe I need like a battle bunker or something.
Building. Warning. Airstrike initiated. Construction complete. Unit lost. Unit ready. Warning. Airstrike initiated. Unit lost. Repairing.
There goes that war factory.
Base is under attack.
Get the second one down.
Conscript reporting. Comrade.
So the unique stuff for this faction, what do we got? We got like, I guess the bomb trucks, but you also get the apocalypse tanks again, so that's not really all that special. You do get access to desolators, which is nice. I did build I do have
Cannot deploy here.
the right structures for all the stuff, so
Ore miner under attack. Unit.
oh my god.
Unit.
I've like lost half my army just trying to pass through these damn dinosaurs.
Promoted. Unit promoted.
That's so silly. It's a weird map.
Unit ready.
For the Union. Comrade. Moving out.
Is there anything in the middle here? Maybe there is. I don't know.
Unit ready.
Doesn't look like there is.
Unit lost.
Waiting order. Changing position.
Repairing.
They got my war factory again.
Unit ready. Unit promoted.
Location confirmed.
Unit lost.
I can hear shooting, but I don't know what's doing damage to this.
Unit ready.
Ready, comrade. Changing position.
Construction
Vehicle
complete.
reporting. Comrade.
Unit lost.
Looking for query,
Unit
comrade.
ready. On hold. Cancel.
These are too slow.
On hold.
The problem with a lot of these vehicles is that they're very slow.
Building.
To build, to move, like just a whole lot.
Defenses promoted. Unit ready.
So being able to actually attack into this opponent's awkward. It's an interesting map to like kind of highlight that this stuff is important.
Training.
Map design, being able to work around like the weird
Unit ready.
things that can pop up on these maps, like dinosaurs being everywhere.
Lost.
I have no idea what's hitting these tanks.
Unit lost.
I don't understand. Is it like a stealthed drone or something? I don't know.
Unit
Maybe it's a Mirage tank, but they're even showing up, so
ready.
I don't think that's even necessarily the case.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit lost.
They're kind of just this little bit of
Lost.
a messy effort to just charge in and try to get the Conyard. Will it work? It might.
Unit promoted.
Get that. Get that.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Okay, I think they can't build anything now.
Lost. Unit ready. Unit lost.
Have we done it?
Unit lost. Unit
I think
ready.
we've done it.
Unit lost.
Just about. Oof. So this faction is interesting. They get the desolators. They have the tunnel deploy, which I guess is their biggest
Unit ready.
bonus.
Unit lost.
I'm not quite sure what's up with actively getting something on the other side of the tunnel. There doesn't seem to be like an obvious way to deploy it in 2 spots, so I'll have to look into it. But GG's. Alright, last up we're going to check out the USSR, the last Soviet faction. We're going to go against Easy AI on the map Doom Patrol X, because why not? Let's reduce this and go. Okay, so we're spawning on the top left hand side of the map.
Construction complete.
Very fitting, USSR in red.
Building.
Waiting orders. Changing position.
Construction complete. Building. Training. Unit ready. New construction options. Building.
The Soviet factions have been kind of interesting. I think personally speaking I prefer the Allied ones in terms of the variety and what they have available. But of course that comes down to your own personal preference. I think they play slightly differently to the Allies, which is good. It's what you want in terms of variety of gameplay, right? You want to get a second ref here. Flat cannon, somewhere around here-ish. Get some sentry guns down.
Construction complete. Building.
Looks like the enemy is here.
Construction complete. Unit lost.
Get some good vision.
Construction
Always
complete.
nice.
Building. Training. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete.
Here.
Comrade, done.
Training. Unit ready. New rally point established. Our base is under attack.
Sorry, is that an engineer he just sent towards me?
New construction options.
Cheeky git.
Building. Unit lost.
Getting the spies once again.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. Unit ready.
So we get the arsonists again. Tesla troopers we haven't really used that much, so I guess we'll get a few of those in the field.
Unit
In terms of vehicles, again, repair drone, Rhino tank, flak tank, the Ramka tanks. I guess we can get a couple of.
Unit
Put our nuke in the back. Airfield facility.
Unit lost.
Ouch.
Repairing.
Get our flak tracks.
Under attack. Unit lost.
Dischar IFE, interesting.
New
So airfield facilities here, so the Macos we have access to.
under attack. Unit
Guess we want to get our machinery down.
ore miner under attack. Unit lost. Our base is under attack. Unit lost. Ore miner under attack. Base defenses promoted. New rally point established. Our base is under attack. Spy plane ready.
Okay, not quite sure what it was he killed there. I have my war factory, I have my racks, I have my power, I have the machinery.
Ore miner under attack.
I guess I'll just get the battle lab and hope for the best. I don't know.
Training. New rally point established.
Again, AI being super aggressive is very weird.
Airstrike initiated.
I'm not quite understanding why the AI is behaving the way it is.
Unit lost.
Um,
Unit ready.
guess I got flak cannons.
Unit lost. Construction complete. Unit lost. Unit ready. Our base is under attack. Ore miner under
So for our special tanks, looks like we have access to Tesla tanks. Standard for USSR, it's pretty cool.
Unit lost.
Battle lab, we'll put this in the back.
Unit ready.
Get the industrial plant going.
New
So
construction.
blast cannons, we get that.
Building.
It looks like we can build apocalypse tanks again, MiG fighters, siege choppers, clear off airship, and this jammer drone seems to be specific to this faction.
Base is under attack.
So that is different.
Airstrike initiated. Ore miner lost. Repairing. Construction
So the jammer drone here. Ardra Tesla conductor for self-defense. So light armor, amphibious, MC immune, radiation immune, EMP immune, opportunity fire, and cloak detection. Alright, alright, alright. Get the industrial plant in the back. Blast cannon up front. Blast cannon over to the side.
Unit lost.
Make sure we get a couple of extra flaks here because they are being persistent with the air.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
The drone's kind of crazy looking. Don't hate it.
Lost.
It's pretty funky looking though.
Unit ready.
Okay, let's get some Tesla coils down. Like, we have loads of power, so there's no reason not to.
Select target. Unit ready.
In terms of our special,
Airstrike initiated.
where's it going?
Construction complete.
In terms of our special
Our base is under
infantry units, we got paragliders.
Unit ready.
Attempt to create flying conscripts. It's like rocketeers.
Unit ready.
It's kind of crazy. I got Tesla Commando.
Unit ready.
Heavy trooper equipped with man-sized Tesla coil and Tesla enhancer has a chance
Unit
to enhance nearby Tesla techs. They receive less damage from Tesla attacks than Boris can call airstrike to wipe out enemy structures.
unit lost.
Tesla coil.
Ready. Cannot deploy here. Building. Unit ready.
EMP bomb.
Unit ready. Construction complete. Select target.
Will be a useful thing to use on their harvesters, I guess. Slow their eco.
Unit lost.
It's kind of expensive though, 1k,
Airstrike initiated.
but usually that kind of thing is worth
Building.
trying it.
Warning. Airstrike initiated.
If you manage to land it before the thing zips back. Oh, we did. Nice.
Unit ready.
Siege chopper. More Teslas. Want to get more war factories going.
Unit lost. On hold.
Generator hot. Maximum power.
Repairing.
Moving.
Our base is under attack. New rally point established.
Yeah, some more paragliders. A few of these
Training.
commando dudes.
Ready.
War factory.
Unit ready.
Another war factory.
Primary building selected. New rally point established. Unit ready.
The
Airstrike.
I don't know, those paragliders are pretty weird.
Ready.
I get the concept behind them. It's kind of like an alternative to Rocketeers or as flying conscripts. It's pretty wacky. Because it fits into the ORA style though, so that's
Ready.
fair enough.
New rally point established. Unit ready.
What is the mission?
Unit lost.
And we're slowly building up our forces here.
Unit
Overcharge.
Unit lost.
Missing UI description coil overcharge. I'm guessing it'll like overcharge all your Tesla coils. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see there it uses the yellow Tesla strike. It's totally fair. Remember, this is a beta version of what's going to be put out 0.78 US open beta. So there's not a finished product just yet. But it's been pretty good. It's been pretty it's felt pretty good. I mean, the factions have their own balances quite clearly.
Warning. Airstrike.
There's been some interesting variation even between the sub factions on their own.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Repairing. Unit ready.
Repair crane.
Cannot deploy here. Building. New construction.
Get everyone in here.
Unit ready.
Get them all repaired. And here comes Boris in a second.
Our base is under attack. Ore miner under attack. Repairing. Unit ready.
Siege chopper. I guess we'll get some Kirovs just for good measure. There's Boris.
Unit ready.
War is here. Fire on distraction. Efficient and clean.
New rally point established.
Mm,
Primary building selected. New rally point established.
there we go. Alright, let's send the boys in. See what damage we can do with this.
Warning. Airstrike initiated. Our base is under attack. Repairing.
So that's been a pretty interesting look at the Soviets and the Allied factions. They, you know, the way the mods kind of said about doing the individual sub-faction tech alongside kind of like the base Allies, base Soviet stuff, is it's definitely different. A lot of factions like to mix it in, so you just happen to have the extra units as part of your natural progression path, or when you build a structure you instantly get access to certain sub-faction specific units. It's not so much the case in this. It's just a different way of approaching the tech tree. I think it's still good, it's still valid. It's just a slightly different approach. I think, as I said before, between the two factions, Allies would be my personal preference. But it's been overall a good overview of both the Allies and the Soviets, hopefully, having looked at the factions from multiple perspectives. That's unfortunate. They're using their abilities super effectively here to make their structures seemingly invincible. Oh, that light is Boris's laser target pointer, calling it an airstrike. You can see it here. Down it goes. Nice. It's pretty cool. With this, it should hopefully put an end to this. But we've seen all of the Allied factions. We've now seen all of the Soviet factions in skirmish settings. So the only thing really left for us to have a look at is the campaign. And the campaign only has one prologue mission in it so far, so it's unlikely that we'll go through the whole campaign just for the the whole mission just for the purpose of this mod overview. Probably pop into it for a few minutes, see how the start goes, see what the Yuri faction is like, because that's meant to be what's featured in the campaign, and then we'll probably wrap things up. But it's been fun so far. I'm enjoying the mod. But yeah, GG's. It's pretty good. Alright, so far we've had a look through the various skirmishes for the Soviets and Allies. Next up is have just a brief look at the campaign. There's only one mission here so far, and it's for the Yuri faction, which isn't playable in skirmishes, so it'll be a good excuse to have a look at that. So here we have the prologue, Time Break. New World Prologue Campaign, Operation Time Break, location Point Hope, Alaska. Our main base in Antarctica is being invaded by filthy Allied and Soviets, but Master Yuri predicted this. Based on our intel, we have found the Allied chronosphere located near Point Hope, Alaska. Their chronosphere can move soldiers anywhere in the world and can save us from the upcoming time merge. We must take what few forces we have in the area and lead an attack before the Allies make use of their cowardly technology. Master Yuri saw the future, believe his presence, we must prevail for his cause. Objective 1, capture the Allied chronosphere device. Objective 2, protect the Allied chronosphere device and eliminate all hostiles. Let's go, let's try it out. Curious to see what the Yuri faction plays like. Difficulty medium. United Nations are attacking our main base in Antarctica. Master Yuri needs time power to save us. In this case, the chronosphere is crucial for our cause. Failure is not an option. Okay, so we get a couple of transports, looks like. Interesting. A couple of initiates. Got a Lasher tank, right? Yeah, Lasher battle tank. Cool. Looks like we can garrison this. May as well put an infantry in here and an infantry in here. Slave miner being, of course, the default for Yuri's refineries. The hell? Sir, I detected unstable time waves around the world. Looks like there will be a time distortion. I have estimated the time before the distortion happens. Capture it before it happens. And there's a timer of 1 hour 44 minutes on the clock. Oh dear. This area has low resources. I've tagged areas that contain more. Okay. So there's something here and there's something here. Okay. Get some Gatling tanks. Get a sub. Get some more initiates out. A couple of Yuris, nice. Guess I'll put the shipyard down here, I guess. Put it like here. Then build some boomer subs. So I don't have a clue what's out on the water, if it's safe or not. Probably not, is my bet. Game speed seems to be defaulting to fast. Let's put it up to faster. Okay, a couple of IFVs. Grinder, hint using mind control and grinder can gain additional resources. So you can use your Yuris to basically mind control units and then dump them in the grinder for cash. Got it. Like so. Nice. We do need extra power. So unfortunately there's going to have to be some sacrifices. Virus. Get a couple of these. Couple of brutes. I have the psychic reveal option. It would be nice if they pinged me on the map where the resources were meant to be again. Maybe they will, I don't know. Get the boomer subs up here. Looks like we're going to need more Gatling cannons. Whoa! What? Okay, okay. So they're not easily just gonna let you like sit back and do nothing. That's cool. There's a lot of stuff coming this way. Oh. I seem to have nothing that can deal with this. Really? There we go. A couple of destroyers, getting to see some of those. It's cool. I guess a psychic tower on the edge here might be a good idea. The Yuris need to get back in action over here. Oh, come on, get the psychic tower. We'll take these. Okay. Not sure what the range in these towers is. Okay, it is actually kind of limited. Shit. Guess I need Gatling tank. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to defend the pen from Rocketeers and stuff. Yuri doesn't seem to be able to capture them, and they seem quite far out land. Maybe this can reach him. Ah, yeah, can. Okay. Now they're attacking me from here. Wow, they're going for it, and the chronosphere in here as well. So you got like to manage a little bit of like base defense while also building up your forces in time to try and go out and attack them. Okay. Cloning vats, floating disc. Okay. We can have a quick look at a psychic reveal over here, so you can have a super quick glimpse of what the chronosphere location looks like, I guess. Gatling tanks seem to be a good, worthwhile investment on this map. A secondary ore miner definitely seems worthwhile. Guess it doesn't work on robot tanks, which is unfortunate. Wow, they are persistent. They're coming up with pretty good tech too. Nice, nice. Psychic reveal for here. So there's a bit of an allied depot. I guess I want to make a beachhead landing here. engineers here floating on the water, sending in some rocketeers. Get some floating discs. Then we want to go back to getting some more boomer subs.
New rally point established. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready.
I guess I lost all my transport units as well.
Under attack. On hold. Additional battle power ready.
All these Aegis. Cool to see some of the naval units. It's something we haven't really had to look at much during the skirmishes. Generally speaking, like, the skirmishes don't tend to be on naval maps, but there is a bunch of naval units, as you can see here, for the likes of the ally factions.
Unit promoted.
Transport at Yuri command.
Something's coming for this guy. Must be Rocketeers, right?
Awaiting Yuri's thoughts. Transport in motion.
Whatever it is, it's scary looking. Oh, boomer subs can shoot on land. I forgot about that.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Our base is
That's pretty cool.
Unit lost. Low power. Unit lost. Building.
Out of power,
On hold.
apparently.
Building. Construction complete. Cannot deploy here.
Cannot deploy here.
Construction complete.
And then of course you can get your genetic mutator, your psychic dominator.
Activated.
It's pretty cool.
Unit lost.
So we have a full-on base deployed over here. Looks like more resources up for the grabs. Nice. Probably want to get more of these slave miners. It's pretty cool.
Insufficient funds. Our base is under attack. Base defenses promoted.
Watch my
The
dust.
IFV, put it in the grinder.
Yuri is master.
Unit lost.
Guidance systems checked. Forward system.
Our base is under attack. Base defenses promoted. All miners under attack. One.
Well, are you? Don't think you are, guys. Sorry.
Additional battle power ready.
So that's pretty cool. Use your boomer subs, you know, create a beachhead, move your miners over to this side of the waters. Maybe you can build a second MCV, deploy across the way, and then you can go over, capture the chronosphere. And I guess capture the chronosphere and the base that's over here is the key thing, right?
Unit ready.
Missile coordinates. Right.
Our base is under attack. Base defenses promoted.
Nice. The base defense promotion stuff's kind of cool.
Building.
You know, it's different. My eco is kind of dying. I've let my harvesters die quite a bit here. And I've spent a lot on these subs. Probably a bit too much. But that is pretty cool. Pretty satisfying. Once again, we can have a cheeky look on the way over. It's a bunch of power.
All miner under attack.
Nice.
One. Chronosphere activated.
Um,
On hold. Unit
Chronosphere activated. It's just giving me free tanks basically that I can trade in for cash.
unit ready.
I mean, you probably want to capture this Rex and then build engineers out of this to take off the rest of the base. I think that's likely the strategy you want to go with.
Unit ready. Our base is under attack. Repair.
It's a fun idea for a mission. You know, you gotta hold out. You're under a bit of time pressure, not too much. So they give you plenty of time to go out, capture the thing.
Additional battle power ready.
AI build an engineer. I'll put like 3 lasher tanks in here and get an engineer on board. And just see what it's like when we land them here. If the AI just goes absolutely berserk, I think it should be alright. Probably want to get the virus guys on as well. I had a few at some point, but I seem to have lost them. Nice. And of course you can get Yuri clones as well. Bring them across. Do all that good stuff. Oh no. They've taken out. Oh no, my subs are all over here. It's like they've taken out all my subs. What? Seem to have accidentally taken out the racks over here, which is unfortunate. In they go. A few Gatling tanks. Run this back. Got to be more careful with your transports. Which they have successfully killed. Gosh damn it. Are they going to hit this? No. They're going to try hit it and miss.
Unit ready. Turbines clear. Yes.
Ready. Rolling.
Alright.
Building.
Lasher tank.
Chronosphere activated. All miner under attack. Unit lost.
I am loyal to Yuri. I obey.
Our base is under
Yuri
attack.
commands me.
Unit ready.
I am loyal to Yuri. Yuri commands me.
Alright.
Turn up the speed.
Turbines clear. I obey.
Do, 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 do.
To front line. Yes, Mr. Yuri. Psychic
Awaiting Yuri's thought.
Unit ready. All miner lost.
Yuri commands me.
So yeah. I mean it's a pretty stable mission.
I am loyal to Yuri. Your orders.
loading up the battery.
Awaiting Yuri's thought.
You come in here, like say you get your beachhead after using the subs to take out the base defenses, send in your units. Ah, they got Mirage tanks here. Wasn't expecting that.
Unit 1. Chronosphere activated.
You can use
Unit lost.
more Mirage tanks here. So the Mirage tanks are a nice touch, but you basically use your subs to take out the beachhead here. Keep pushing in. Once you land here and capture something, then you can set up like your proper base on this side and then take the chronosphere. It's pretty fun. I'll probably leave it here. If you're interested in trying this out, it's free to download. You can go get it. But yeah, GG's.
Control terminated.
And with that, it brings us to the end of the mod overview. We've had a look at the skirmishes. We've had a look at the 6 different factions that are currently available. Alliance, Federation, Liberals, Revolution, Liberation, USSR. We've played skirmishes as each faction against a random opponent. It was pretty fun. We also popped into the campaign briefly, checked out Prologue Timebreak, have a little bit of look of the Yuri faction. So I definitely recommend you go check this out. I'll leave the ModDB link below in the chat. They also have a dedicated Discord channel. They're quite helpful. If you have any questions about the balance, or you have any concerns, or you're just looking for someone to play some multiplayer with, you can hop on there and do it. This is, as I say, the v0.78 beta unstable version, if you like. There is a more stable version of it out there too, of course, but this is all the latest bells and whistles. Definitely recommend you go check it out. And if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I hope you all are having a great Red Alert anniversary celebration week, and be sure to enjoy the rest of it. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.